Superpowers, what it takes to achieve in a male-dominated work environment for STEM professions. Today, I have a phenomenal leader. Talk about somebody who is in STEM, who has a STEM background. This is a friend that I've known for so many years. Today, we have Professor Gayle Morris, all the way from Australia. I met Gayle Morris when I was a PhD student at the University of South Australia in Australia. She was already working as a researcher and I was a student. Talk about a role model. Gayle inspired me as somebody who has achieved, especially as a researcher. Gayle has an applied science degree and a PhD in applied physical chemistry from the University of South Australia. Currently, she has her own consulting company, G. Morris Consulting. Previously, she was a director at the University of Flinders in Australia. She has spent so many years both in academia and in industry. She has worked across different disciplines in research, from mining to chemical industries. I would like you to really listen and watch this video, especially for women who are wondering, how do I actually succeed as a specialist to be a leader in STEM profession? She will also share her key success factors to succeed in a male-dominated work environment. But also, I would like to invite the corporates to just listen to what she has to share about talent pipeline for specialists. Please do welcome Gayle Morris and be inspired to unleash your superpowers. Cheers. In terms of, because you were initially a specialist, you are a specialist, you are a researcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then you moved into the leadership. You touched a little bit on the leadership, which is now leading people,
Mm-hmm.
more of leading people rather than just leading self and leading research. What are some of those key success factors that made you to make that leap, right? And what are some of those competencies that you felt you needed to now display more versus being a specialist? So being a specialist versus leading a team.
It's a fascinating change. It's I think there's moving into a broadening of that type of role. It's really important to get to know the people around you, what motivates them.
Yeah.
As I touched on, in the broadening of the role and working across disciplines is getting to know the different personalities. Across different sciences, people can be highly collaborative, but not always. Just understanding that type of motivation, and moving into some of the non-STEM, the sort of soft sciences background. They're very different ways of operating as well. So listening, actively listening, really learning from people.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of systems you've got to learn. And I guess it gets down to at a university level, resources are a big motivator.
Yeah.
And so where is the funding goes for academics, what motivates them, which is often a lot of the promotion type thing, understanding that type of aspects and how the system can support them and educate them. So, and different organisations, I've worked across quite a few different organisations, whether it's going in like as a locum or on a longer term contract, then different organisations have different cultures, and so understanding those, giving yourself time to understand those is also really important. And then to really be able to deliver, once getting into more of a leadership role, is surrounding yourself with really good people. I think it needs a lot of emphasis, because sometimes, and I've observed this, people perhaps feel threatened if they have really great people who form part of their team, and they may feel that they may be sort of taking some of the, I was going to say, like the kudos, some of the rewards for doing a really good job, and feel threatened by it. But I take a very much a different view, that it's, if you've got great people who work for you and do a good job, and you provide them that type of support, then they make you look better.
Absolutely.
So that's a really critical part of the team that you have. And then, of course, working with a leader, into this type of role I've moved into, the relationship is very intense. It's like I often say, if you're not interacting every day with your, in this case, a Deputy Vice Chancellor Research, then it's every other day. It's a very close relationship. And so having someone that you really enjoy working with, that you respect, and for me, is a team player. I'm a very science, and a lot of my personal sort of experiences very much drives me to be a team player, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of working with people who think that way. And in that context is a way that I tend to work is then with other people. The peer group is really important as well. And again, getting back to that, people have different approaches, can bring different experiences. It's amazing what that synergistic benefit you can get by sort of sharing that different mindset.
Awesome. What would you tell those women who are struggling to break that glass ceiling, and they just remain here and they're about to think, you know what, I need to leave now because I don't think this environment is for me? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that they need to work in an environment where they feel supported. The reason I'm saying, because you touched on before, if you don't feel supported by people around you, alongside you, beneath you, then it's not necessarily a good environment to be in. So place yourself into an organisation where you truly feel valued and supported. Have yourself your own role models as well, and a mentor to support you and develop and help you develop and grow. And also, I think, an opportunity to educate yourself. There may be different types of sort of training and a formal type, structured type programs who will sort of upskill yourself. And there's different types of leadership type programs where you can feel that you've got the knowledge as well as learning from other people's experiences for how to navigate the pathway.
Yeah,